Hello friends, long time no see. A lot has happened in the last couple of weeks, a lot. So let me just go back to my last video because it's been a while since I've been here. I have officially been diagnosed with gestational diabetes. It has not been going well. Changed my diet. They started me on metformin. The metformin wasn't doing like anything. So then they decided to up me, and they upped me a lot. And I got so sick. It didn't, each day was something new. The one day I woke up with a sore throat, the next day I was throwing up, the next day it was coming out the other end. It was just not working, and my numbers were actually going up rather than down. So I was actually sitting at work one day. For those of you who know, I am back at a job working all throughout the week. So that's been one reason why I'm also not posting as frequently. I come home and I spend my time with Denver, or kind of. So I get home, we get home about like 4 o'clock, and that's when she takes her afternoon nap, and then I take mine because I'm so exhausted because pregnancy, but we'll get back to that. But so I was sitting there at work and I was just like shaking. I was sweating uncontrollably, but I was freezing at the same time. Go check my blood sugars, they're through the roof, and I'm like, okay, this metformin is clearly not working. So I called my doctor and I'm like, hey, this metformin is not working. I'm so sick, like I'm about to miss work. I can't live like this. This is terrible. So he's like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, what is the best option? And he told me insulin. And when I was pregnant with Denver, and even kind of before this time, everyone made insulin seem so scary, but honestly, it's really not. I feel amazing. I hardly am ever sick. My numbers are drastically dropping. They're getting so much better. And like even like the other night, I wanted a Hershey's chocolate bar, and so I ate it, and my numbers were fine. But if I was on metformin, there's not a shot that I would have been fine. But so insulin has been my lifesaver this time. I feel amazing. Actually, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday that we're gonna talk about, and my doctor was even like, this is working. The insulin is what you needed this whole time. It's probably what we should have put you on with Denver. And I'm like, awesome. They did have to up me a little bit because my numbers aren't quite where they're supposed to be for my morning fasting. My morning fasting just does not want to go down. But it is dropping quite a bit. We're like so close to being at the right amount. But yeah, so my doctor's appointment actually is the same doctor that I had with Denver, and he was so excited to see me, and I was so excited to see him, because it's just something like this that you have to go through. You want to be as comfortable as possible, especially when, for me, I feel like a lot of people around me, like not Nick has been so supportive, but like a lot of people were like, well, you shouldn't be doing that, and you shouldn't be doing this, gestational diabetes is your fault. And really, gestational diabetes is nobody's fault. You could be the healthiest person on the planet and get gestational diabetes, and I don't think people realize that enough, that it just happens, and you have to go with the flow with pregnancy, because every single day is different. And it was great to see him. So I have a newish doctor now, but he talked to the old doctor that originally started me on insulin, and he's very hopeful that we could go full term. We just have to keep this baby's size down. This baby is already way bigger than it's supposed to be. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in my last video, but this baby is already weighing about 4 pounds, and I'm only 31, what is today, Tuesday? I will be 32 weeks tomorrow on Wednesday. So the baby's bigger than it's supposed to be, which Denver was bigger than it's supposed to be, but they told me yesterday that in 3 weeks we will do an ultrasound to see baby's size and see if I can naturally deliver. I'm hoping that's the case, but we won't know until that ultrasound. I'm hopeful. I think that the insulin is helping a ton. And again, I'm still watching like my diet and things like that. So I'm hopeful. I'm hoping I have a natural birth, a C-section. That's just a lot of healing. As painful and awful as a natural birth is, the healing of a C-section terrifies me. But yeah, so I do have pictures of baby. Not very many. This pregnancy's just been polar opposite of Denver. Like, yes, I have gestational diabetes. It's the same this time. But, like, even, like, my gestational diabetes is, like, backwards this time. So, baby did not want to show its face very well. So, that's, like, the only picture I have. But then look at these hands. They're so freaking... I love these photos. You guys can't hardly focus. So, little hands. I think this baby looks exactly like Denver. Its nose is just a little bit bigger. But, yeah. So, that's with that. So obviously not uploading. I have been super duper sick, trying to figure out all of my health problems and putting my family first. Those always come first before these videos. And then again, starting a new job. I'm still trying to figure out like my whole schedule. And I'm pregnant, so it wears me out quite a bit. I'm largely pregnant. So coming home, I take a nap. Now that I'm feeling better, I'm hoping that I can get some videos for you guys, and then when I get home, film them on the weekends, things like that. But like today, I don't feel like I need a nap. I look like I need a nap. I could probably use a nap, and I'll probably regret not taking one. But I wanted to sit down and I wanted to update everything because I'm finally like, okay, I'm gonna start crying. It's like I'm finally okay, and I'm not this emotional mess, because I feel like everything is my fault, because that's one of the hardest things with this is everybody has made it seem like it's my fault that this is the way that my pregnancy has gone, and no one, I don't know how to explain this, but like, we live in a world where people don't validate other people's feelings, and everybody feels everything differently. And that's just been the hardest part. And like, Nick has been a saint, because I can sit there and I can be like, I'm feeling this way and I need you to understand this. And he's like, got it. What do you need from me? And that's all I need to hear, rather than you're being emotional for no reason, or you just continue to say like, this is your fault, you could have changed things and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing, is we are doing gentle parenting. We've been doing this for quite a while. It's been a huge adjustment, because I'm like reteaching myself everything that I know about parenting already, and validating like my child's feelings, because I don't even know how to validate my own. So like, this has been like a huge learning experience for me. And even Nick, I've watched him. And for the people out there that are like, oh, your child's never gonna learn if you don't spank them, blah, 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 or gentle parenting is just gonna make them a brat. So I was the parent to do those things before, and honestly, with the gentle parenting, Denver at the age of 1 listens better than most kids in kindergarten, because I let her validate her feelings and I give her options, instead of being like, oh, that's it, go to timeout, or I'm gonna spank you for not listening to me. And that's just one thing that's a huge adjustment. And like, for people who watch my kid, I need them to do the same thing. And this has been the hardest part, is explaining to other people how gentle parenting works, and then they just throw a fit and they don't want to try it. And then I'm like, okay, then you're not going to watch my kid. Not that I like ever not have my kid, like I always have my kid. I'm just not like the go out type. Neither is Nick. We just don't go out. We would rather stay home with our kid, honestly. And people tell me all the time, they're like, well, your child's gonna have issues with that too. And I'm like, she goes to daycare every day and is totally fine. So I'm just really struggling with the whole people accepting me for who I am, and I've struggled with that my whole life. This time it's just people closer to me I'm trying to explain things to. So it's been hard. That, and then with this baby coming, I am having to like make choices for things, because we're so close to like having this baby, and I'm having to make choices of telling people, okay, you still can't come to the hospital. It's no different than with Denver. And people are like, well, that's not fair. I have every right to be at the hospital when that baby's born. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And just, I just feel like, everything is starting to kind of look up, but it's still like, oh my God, I'm gonna I'm gonna run away. That's just how I feel. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm forgetting to tell you guys. I'm going to try, if I remember, to upload Denver's 1 year. I know that we're like almost a month from that, but I want to put together a cute little video of like the whole year of her. There's just a lot of pictures and videos I gotta go through. A lot. I don't really know how I want to do it either, so I'm just trying to figure that out. I might vlog her 1 year appointment this week. It's, yeah, I know it's like a month later, but you know, it's fine. But yeah, so that's just where I'm at in life. I just like to sit down and update you guys and talk, because I don't always just get to talk, and I just like to talk sometimes, get everything off my chest, and it just helps me. And apparently some of you people like listening to my problems. So I will hopefully be back with another video. I'm just trying my best to figure out a schedule right now. Life is crazy. There's so many things going on. So with that being said, I think that's everything that I have to tell you guys. So I will see you guys on the next one. I'm not sure when that is. I know that I promised that I would start uploading more, but every time that I say that, something happens and I'm not able to, so I'm not going to say that anymore. If I just magically start uploading more, chef's kiss, we're good to go. But yeah, so that should be it. Oh god. So I will see you guys all in the next one. Hopefully it will not be a month away from the last one. I just have needed some time to collect my thoughts, figure all my shit out. And yeah, so I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys.